Hi and welcome to BeatleDave's Beatles channel. Today's video is episode 7 of my Beatles UK album series, so please come and join me. So hello and a wonderfully warm welcome today to BeatleDave's Beatles channel. Hope I find all you fantastic Beatles people doing really well, and thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. Well, the subject for today's showing is the Beatles UK album series episode 7, which continues with the UK 1960s pressings of the absolute classic album Revolver, and I've got some really fantastic ones to show you guys. In this series, as I've previously mentioned, I will only be showing original pressings between March 1963 and May 1970. So right then, it's now time for something completely different, and it's called Ask BeatleDave, yeah! Yes, welcome to Ask BeatleDave, where we'll be answering your questions that you have about anything Beatles related, or any item that I show, or just about anything, and I'll endeavour to answer it for you. So today's question is from Matthew Buzzell. Hi Matthew. And he asks, BeatleDave, where does the Beatles in Mono CD box set rank for you? So this little box set ranks really high for me, and it's such a fantastic compact set and also great sounding for those who want the small well-produced box set at a reasonable price. However, I do feel that the 2014 Mono vinyl box set actually sounds much better to my ears, although it's really expensive these days. So Matthew, hopefully that kind of answers the question for you. And of course guys, if you want to contribute to Ask BeatleDave, just send me a question in the comments, and of course I'll include it in a future episode. It's that simple. So come on guys, please me by getting involved and asking me some questions. So anyway, now it's time for I Call Your Name. So yes, it's on to them old shout outs. And we're going to be saying a big BeatleDave hi today to Gerard McMullen, Richard Spadafora, Matt Spee, Rob Britton, hi Rob mate, how you doing? David Emmerich, Pedro Kadum, David Barron and Andrew Haddon. That's a big hi from yours truly, BeatleDave. So anyway then, on to the main event today, and we continue with the Beatles' original UK album series episode 7 and the Revolver LP. So please, come and join me. Revolver is the 7th studio album by the Beatles and was released in the UK on the 5th of August 1966, along with the double A-sided single Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby. The album became their final recording before their retirement as live performers and marked the group's most overt use of studio technology to date, building on their advances of the late 1965 release Rubber Soul. After taking a 3-month break at the start of 1966, sessions for Revolver took place from the 6th of April to the 21st of June, with the non-album 45 Paperback Writer and Rain also being recorded during this period. During these sessions at Abbey Road Studio, they made liberal use of automatic double tracking, vari-speed, backwards tapes and using instruments outside of their standard live setup. Revolver was a long way away from the raw energy of the Please Please Me days, but a giant leap forward in the technological recording process, with their biggest development just around the corner. Now regarded as one of their greatest and most innovative albums of all time, Revolver was at the #1 spot in the UK album charts for 7 weeks and spent a total of 34 weeks on that chart. So let's take a look. So firstly, starting with the Revolver Mono editions, catalogue number PMC 7009, on the black and yellow Parlophone label, released on the 5th of August 1966. We'll start with the cover. Fantastic cover drawn by Klaus Voormann. That's a really great looking cover, really brilliant. Fantastic piece of artwork. It's no wonder why the Beatles loved it, because it really is superb. And then we've got there at the bottom, we've got the Parlophone logo with the Revolver there. And then we'll turn that over. And then we've got the track listing, side 1, top left, with all the composers and singers. And then at the top there, produced by George Martin, cover design Klaus Voormann, with the back photo from Robert Whittaker. And we've got Beatles Revolver and side 2 there. Also available on stereo. PMC 7009. And we've got a great photo at the Fabs in Abbey Road there, with that trademark logo, long play 33 1/3, EMI Records, Hayes, Middlesex, with the Emitex, and the Garrett and Lofthouse details with the mono and stereo numbers at the bottom. And then we got that spine. So we've got the Emitex inner sleeve there, that's in good shape as well. So onto the vinyl then. And this particular pressing was only pressed for 1 day. However, there's probably around about 100,000 copies of this particular pressing. George Martin received a phone call from John Lennon to say he wasn't happy with the mix of Tomorrow Never Knows. So George, he rang the pressing plant to stop production on this particular record until they had substituted the next stamper. So anyway, we got on this label, we got the sold in UK details there under the Parlophone logo, with the Gramophone Company Limited to the left, and you've got the P 1966. On this particular pressing, the very first pressing, you've got the composer followed by the singer on the actual label there. And the matrix number on side 1 is XEX 605-2. So I'm going to flip that over on side 2. And once again we've got the Parlophone logo with the sold in UK details there. Gramophone Company Limited with the P 1966. And on this particular label you've got Doctor spelt DR, which is obviously incorrect, which was changed later on. And this has got on the matrix on this side, it's got the Tomorrow Never Knows Remix 11 being the XEX 606-1 matrix. Really rare, especially to find in really nice condition. I actually only paid £20 for this about 15 years ago, so an absolute bargain. So on to the second pressing of Revolver, which I have here. This is obviously the first corrected pressing with the Remix 8 of Tomorrow Never Knows. Catalogue number then PMC 7009, released on August the 5th, 1966. Once again, another fabulous looking cover. This one's really, really nice. Beautiful laminate. You've got that mono there, top right. Another great looking image. Really looks really nice. Of course, somewhere on here, hidden away, is a little picture of Klaus Voormann. I'm just trying to spot it. It's very, very difficult to see. I know he's buried in there somewhere. And there he is. He's just on the right hand side there. If you can see that. It says Klaus Voormann. I think John actually said to Klaus about it. He said, "What's that doing on there?" He actually said to him, apparently. And there we got the trademark there with Revolver. Then on the flip side, once again, we've got all the album titles there, all the song titles. Side 1, what a great album this really is. The first 3 tracks are just absolute marvellous tracks. Taxman, Eleanor Rigby and I'm Only Sleeping. It's probably my favourite song on the album, I'm Only Sleeping. Really great song. But it's actually just one of those fabulous albums they did. Some really terrific songs. You got For No One with Alan Civil on the horn there. And of course, Tomorrow Never Knows was the game changer for this album. Really fabulous stuff. These are available in EJ Day as well, these covers. A little bit rarer, those ones. And then we've got the spine there. Nice spine, that one. So onto the Emitex inner then. Some issues of Revolver had the white inner patents pending bag as well. So onto the vinyl then. And this label's sans serif as well as the previous one. We've got the sold in UK details there once again, with the gramophone company on the rim, with the P, circled P with the 1966 there, catalogue number on the far right there. And all the track listings there with composer and then the singer on this particular label. And matrix on this side is XEX 605-2. And then we'll flip that over. And on side 2 there, we've now got the amended Doctor, which is spelled as it says Doctor on there. Got the sold in UK details again, with the Gramophone Company Limited rim, P1966, and the matrix again is XEX 606-2. So the third mono version of Revolver I've got to show then is technically the second pressing, and this would have been available around late 1966. Catalogue number again is PMC 7009 on the black and yellow Parlophone label. So once again the cover will be exactly the same as the previous two, with the mono top right indicator there. Really nice cover this again, a really good one. Looks really great. Revolver at the bottom there, and once again we've got that fabulous back cover there. Really fantastic flip backs on this, really nice. And we've got our Garran Lofthouse details there at the bottom, as you can see, with the mono and stereo numbers. And then we've got another fabulous spine here. So we've got another Emitex inner then for this one. So onto the vinyl then, and we've got the Times New Roman font on this particular version. Really looks lovely, this one. Got the singer and then the composer on this label, and obviously on side 2 as well. We've got the sold in UK details once again, with the Gramophone Company Limited on the rim, the P1966. And the matrix on this particular record on side 1 is XEX 605-2. And then we'll flip him over. And we've gone backwards again. We've got the Doctor spelt DR on this particular label. And we've got under the Parlophone, we've got the sold in UK details again. Gramophone Company Limited with the circled P1966. And matrix on this side is XEX 606-3. Another beautiful looking vinyl. So my final copy of Revolver, which I'm going to show, is this mono edition from approximately summer to November 1969. Catalogue number PMC 7009 on the black and yellow Parlophone. So this is the third pressing, and we'll start with the cover then. And exactly the same, got the mono indicator there, exactly the same cover as you would have got on the earlier issues. Got the Revolver there with the trademark Parlophone, and the back is exactly the same. Once again, all the track titles, Revolver, the Beatles, and the PMC 7009, and the stereo numbers, and also all the information at the bottom with the Garran Lofthouse details and the mono and stereo numbers. And then we've got that spine again. So we've got the sepia tone type in a bag on this particular one, showing off the albums, what they've got in their catalogue, with Sgt. Pepper there. And I think that's the only Beatles one on that particular one, but that's in good shape too. So onto the vinyl then. And instantly you'll notice there's no sold in UK details on the labels on this copy. And these Parlophone black and yellow labels from that time period, they're really difficult to find these days, especially in mono. So we've still got the Gramophone Company on the perimeter there with the P1966. And the labels have the singer and then the composer on this particular version. The matrix is XEX 605-2 on side 1. And we'll flip that over. And then on side 2, once again, there's no sold in UK details. Gramophone Company Limited on the rim, P1966, and you've got the Doctor, spelt Doctor this time, D-O-C-T-O-R rather than just the abbreviation. And the matrix on this side is 606-2. And this is really super, this particular edition. Really looks great. Sounds great too. So on to the stereo pressings now. And the catalogue number is PCS 7009, released on the 6th of August 1966 on the black and yellow Parlophone stereo labels. We're just going to start with the cover then first. Obviously you identify the stereos and the monos with the little indicators top right. But there is covers out there which don't have the indicators on, the sort of early 70s covers, late 60s, early 70s covers. Once again, you've got exactly the same cover. This is a really nice one too. Stereo one's getting harder and harder to get, these ones. Really looking good, that cover. And then we'll flip that over. Same details as before, except on this particular copy, it just says PCS 7009. It's got all the tracks there, side 1, side 2. Then at the bottom, the Garrett and Lofthouse with the PMC and the PCS stereo numbers. And then we've got the spine there. Okay, so onto the inner sleeve then. And this is the patents applied for inner bag, which you would have got with Revolver. One of 3 different types you could have got at the time. It's got made in Great Britain there on the bottom right. And you could have had an EMI advertising bag, which could have possibly been in Revolver, or you could have had the Emitex, or this one, and that's in good shape. So on to the first stereo edition then, from the 6th of August 1966. And this one's in absolutely beautiful shape. You've got the sold in UK details there. On these labels, on these sans serif labels, you've got the composer, and then the singer. You've got the Gramophone Company Limited details on the perimeter with the P1966, and the matrix on side 1 is YEX 605-1. So we'll flip that over onto side 2. Once again, you've got the sold in UK details there under the Parlophone logo. The Gramophone Company Limited rim with the P1966, and on this label you've got the Doctor, spelt correctly this time, and the matrix on side 2 is YEX 606-1, and that's a smashing copy, really nice. So on to the second and final pressing of Revolver I've got here in stereo, catalogue number PCS 7009 on the black and yellow Parlophone. This was available from about 1967 to around 1969, this particular edition. And there again, another great sleeve, really looking really good. Got the stereo indicator there, top right, with the trademark Parlophone and Revolver there, title. And we'll flip that over. Once again, all the song titles, whoever sang them, etc. Great picture of the guys at Abbey Road, with all the trademark details, long play, 32 in a third, EMI records, Emitex advert, and the mono and stereo numbers there with Garrett and Lofthouse. And then we've got our spine there. So once again then, we've got the patents applied for in a bag, although it's just off-white, more yellowish actually. And you've got the details at the bottom there, made in Great Britain, and the patents applied for, but that one's in pretty good shape as well. So on to the final vinyl then. This is the second stereo pressing. Got the sans serif font once again, and we've got the sold in UK details there under the Parlophone logo with the Gramophone Company Limited and the P1966. And we've got the singer then composer on the labels on both of these sides. Matrix on side 1 is YEX 605-1. And I must admit, I think I do prefer the mono mix when I play the mono mix to the stereo version. Just what I prefer, I think, on this particular album. So I'll flip that over then on side 2. And we've got the Doctor corrected on this particular one. Got the sold in UK details again there with the Gramophone Company Limited, P1966. And the matrix on this side is YEX 606-1. Once again, this is a really beautiful copy. This was available between 1967 to around 1969. So thank you all for joining me today and tuning in. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing those fantastic Revolver LPs today. And as always, I appreciate any comments I get from any of you guys, and I'll always come back to you just as soon as I can. So anyway, the next original UK album series will be back again next month with a collection of Beatles oldies but goldies. So anyway, next week's video I will be showing the 2009 Beatles in Mono CD box set, which obviously we talked about in Ask BeatleDave. I got that on actually on day of release, so anyway, don't miss it next week. Same Beatles time, same Beatles channel. So anyway, as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, why not give us a like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. This is BeatleDave signing off.